Okay, hello there. Welcome to an episode of Armored Brigade 2, where we're going to be starting a new game. And let's start a campaign. And let's start the starter campaign, because this is a new system for me. We're going to have a player character. We will show victory levels as we play. I generally don't play with in games like this anyway, with any boons afforded to me, but showing victory levels will speed up the overall gameplay, which I think will be appreciated by more than not, because it will influence the degree of aggression, shall we say, that I will be exhibiting, regardless. Here we are. We have a little bit of room in this. We don't have access to anything, I believe. Yeah. Despite the fact that we do have available. Dang. Well, it's a campaign, so I mean we can't just change our own thing. Anyway, to start with, we're given 2 mechanized infantry companies in BTR 70s, which are armored APCs with a heavy machine gun and a coaxial medium machine gun and a turret. It's quite effective. Oh wait, do we get a... Yeah, this'll do. Yeah. Anyway, quite dangerous if used correctly. Dismounted scouts and 3 self-propelled mortar sections, 172A, T-72A tank platoon, the classic, and I'm guessing this is us in a T-72A main battle tank, which gives us a heavy machine gun, coaxial, which will be attached to the side of, it'll be attached to the turret. Coaxial means that it'll be fixed to the facing of the primary weapon system. So for example, the main cannon, there's a smaller machine gun that is unmaneuverable. Yeah, anyway. And then we have our 12.7mm heavy machine gun, which is on top of the tank, so we can use that as well. Quite a dangerous tank, but in the same respect, if we get blown up, that's it. Game's over. At least that's what I understand. I haven't experienced that yet, other than well, I've never had my my headquarters unit destroyed. Yeah, I have played 1 or 2 games, or what would you call it, battles, to familiarize myself with the control scheme and the general operating method, I guess, for our pieces, for our units. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so we have these 3 buildings which overlook this field, which if we have anything I can reach, that would be good. Objective 1 is, if we can gain control over this outcropping, we'll be able to create a defensive perimeter inside of here and exert suppression at the very least across the first objective, and we should be able to cross the water and then assault from the south, or I guess from the north, because of the map orientation here, which makes sense. I mean, you know, geographically speaking, we are here in the world. Yeah. So, this is us. We're going to put ourselves right here so that we know where we are and we know where to move ourselves. In the meantime, let's take a look at the topography. And we see that we will be starting on an elevated plateau by the looks of it. Bit of a shelf. Yeah. It raises slightly as it goes into the forests. Nice flat, gradually sloping. Dense forest. Okay. Let's take our recon elements, and we want to get them to places where they can see. So, line of sight. Let's take a look at this building here. There's excellent command of view of this side, particularly over here, which will let us know if we're being flanked from enemy forces traveling northwards. I believe that putting units in here would probably be detrimental, unless we were to do multiple major maneuvers through this, but I don't like the idea of being side shot by whatever's in here, so we're going to avoid that, I think. Over here, this little thing out here, I think it would be very wise. What's this? Let's take a look at this. Here we go. This is nice and high, I think. What is it here? Height of 56 and 22. Very steep. Okay. So, from up here, we should have an excellent line of sight over this entire field and the second objective, right? What would be a good spot? I'm thinking about a tank currently. I think that gives us, this is a burnt forest tile. I'm sorry, I have the topography enabled. You can't really see that very well. Here we go. These are burnt forest tiles, which provide more visibility, but partial cover as well. So, operating from a clump of trees where we gain 60% cover, 60% concealment, and with, I'm assuming, a tree top relief of 25 meters, which sounds about right for a tree of this geolocation. Anyway, our scout team are going to take one over here. Now, supposedly we can infiltrate into the enemy territory And this varies depending on whether the location site is visible to the an enemy. That's the big thing. So, if we can find a spot that is not visible from obvious enemy locations, observation locations, we should be able, I think right here actually, be able to hop our scouts across the way and gain a slight positional advantage. Actually a significant positional advantage if we manage to achieve this without being spotted. Where to go there? Hopefully he lands there. If he ends up in this field, he may immediately be caught out and blown to smithereens. In which case, we're going to put a scout into here, which shows nothing. Okay. Very limited line of sight from that position. Okay. Pardon me. Oh. What to do? Okay, well, we're going to have one dismounted recon team in this building here, so that they have line of sight over these trees across the way, and this will be our eyes and ears in this valley, or this plateau region. Anyway, now I believe we're dealing with a, yeah. Yes, this should be a defensible building, at the very least. I think I'll leave a an infantry section in there as well as a support and as a ambushing unit. Let's see here. Who do you belong to? Do you belong to this mechanized company? Yes. Yeah. There we go. And then there's this mechanized company. Which apparently includes the mortar section. Oh god. Oh, what have I done? Let's move these here for now. We have our tank platoon, which we're going to keep tucked away by our player character because we only have 3 tanks plus ourselves. We cannot be destroyed. If we are destroyed, then the game is over. We're going to set up there we are. Control 3. What we're doing is we're setting up control groups. Control 2. For our artillery. Now we don't have off-map artillery in this at this particular stage. Control 1. And let's see. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Good, good. Yes. So by placing our artillery into selection groups, it also operates as camera position hotkey, essentially. So upon the beginning of festivities, as it were, yes, we're going to do this. Oops. Oopsie poopsie. Where did your brother go? There he is. Okay. So when it comes to artillery, it's always good to place them on the, let's see. Okay. This is a better position than this for our mortar team because mortars are most effective on the inverse incline of a hill to its target. So say this is our target, our mortar team actually being elevated, which is a good thing, but being on the opposite side of the opposing hill, kind of thing, right? Like the inclined surface. So that means if there's a slight hump in the hill, we don't want to be on top of the hill. We want to be a little out of the way. Down the slope, so that if there is any, I don't think we have much of a choice, but I don't think anything can really fire on it. But as you can see, nothing can use a direct fire weapon on this unit unless operating from a severe, almost a full flanking position. Let's remove the topography here, make it prettier. Okay, there we go. So, as you can see, we can fire over the hill. Firing over the hill at us would require high degree of accuracy from an indirect fire source, which means you're asking a duck to do what a cat does instead of what a duck does. The only alternative, if you're facing an opponent that is doing this, which should be every opponent, honestly, it's standard practice, if I understand it correctly, or at least during the Second World War, it was common practice. I'm not sure. Actually, this is a nice little spot right here. We're going to move our second mortar, I think, so that it's not in a position where it can be observed. You see it's on the facing slope of this hill. That's no good. He still gets the altitude benefits of, lobbing high explosives from range, but it makes him visible to outside targets. So for example, out in here, if they have any line of sight whatsoever on this position, which for example from this field, an ATGM could hit this vehicle, a direct fire weapon could hit this vehicle. It would be a hell of a shot, but they could do it. The distance isn't that far either. It looks like it is, but it's only 1,000 meters. That's only a kilometer. Not much. That's half, actually less than half of the maximum engagement range of your average tank, in consideration of their primary weaponry, that is. Anyway, I'm sorry, I've been babbling a bit, but it's important that you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, so that hopefully this can serve as serve to be instructional in some way, or hopeful. Hopeful. Helpful. I'm hopeful that it is helpful to you. Anyway, let's grab our last artillery company here, or section, and we're going to place them behind cover. Always behind. Oh, not both of you. Just you. Okay. Let's place these in a position where they're not going to be immediately blown up. How's about way back here? Our accuracy will be garbage if we do that, though. You see, this pink ring, I believe, is an indication of perhaps optimal range for accuracy, like precision. And then this would be our maximum range. So we can encompass the entire battlefield from anywhere we choose, but it would be ideal if we could push our mortars up eventually, hence self-propelled mortar, much more useful. You can than regular artillery, because you can shoot and scoot, as they say. We're going to leave these guys here. We're going to have these guys move up into there. We're going to select this company. We're going to set the SOP to cover, defensive, effective range, fast, main armament, seek cover, unload on contact if you have a vehicle, which you don't, and none of that. So yeah, okay. A lot of these settings will not be applicable because these. I have to do it manually because I broke up the formation. You have to set the standard operating procedure (SOP) manually. So when it comes to a note on your recon, this is a dismounted recon team, so I'll only refer to things that apply to dismounted recon, I suppose. Dismounted recon, very slow, very small, hard to spot, very fragile. So we don't want them engaging with the enemy, and we don't want them to be running around with their pants down. So we want them in a defensive stance so that if they do run into trouble, they immediately halt and retreat to a position of safety. We want them to engage soft targets only at effective range. In fact, we want them to hold fire entirely against both. Hard targets, it doesn't matter because they are not armed with anything that can damage a tank. A hand grenade will only irritate a tank. So, yes. Cover, defensive stance, hold fire, and fast rate of fire if they are discovered. And so you can cover, yes, that just makes sense for a recon unit. In any event, we're going to scout this unit over to here. If they manage to fail in their infiltration, they will at least have this initial waypoint, which will give them a target to aim for when the match rolls by. You know what I mean? Like when the match initializes. When the battle commences, we will have that infiltration. In the meantime, let's see. Let's take this BTR, or sorry, this SCO team, and we're going to put them in whoever has the best line of sight out of this location. This will provide us a field of view going this way. This will provide us a crossfire field of view. That's another concept. Overlapping fields of view and overlapping fields of fire are see, we could the more eyes from more directions you can manage, the better recon you'll have. That being said, there we go. Cover, defensive. Hold fire. See cover, good stuff. We don't even want them to let the opponent know that they even exist. Oh boy. I'll have to excuse me. I have to adjust the air conditioning. I apologize for the tremendous amount of background noise that you are probably being assailed with, but this computer gets bloody hot, so I need to keep it cool. Let's see, where else? Cover, defensive, hold. Yep. Cover, defensive, hold. I'm just doing this ahead of time. Cover, defensive, hold. That way, I can just drag and drop and forget about it. Drag and drop, forget about it. Drag and drop, forget about it. This gives us a good sight of here in the event that this is occupied and they start to push. That would be a problem. So, we have another one here, which provides a little more perspective on things. Perhaps this would be better. Yeah. Then we place an infantry division here, or section here, and here, and we can infiltrate this massive forest and attempt to infiltrate our objective. Now, yeah, okay. If we can have him there, yes. And this guy has an excellent line of sight, again over this field, but from a different direction. This is important that we have multiple scouts looking at the same objective, so that we have as much information as possible. I believe what I'm going to do is get an infantry chain to creep along this stream all the way up into this category, and with an aim to get here, or to be concealed here. Yes, concealment 80% right here. Yeah, that's our goal for putting a scout. So we're going to start from here, and we're going to scout our way. We're going to path our way to there with this scout. That's the idea, anyway. We're going to go to your orders. When you scout, I have the wrong unit selected. There we are. Scout to the water. And then very carefully we're going to manually tell them to float downstream essentially and use the stream as cover as they snunk their way up and into supremely kick-ass cover. That's a lot of waypoints, but that's your job. So I have a strong inclination to believe that there's going to be a lot of units in there. I also believe that this field, because there is an objective there, is going to be heavily populated with the enemy's vehicles, if given the time. So, ow, oh jeez. Following general, principles of engagement, we're going to try and inflict as much damage as possible. Let's see what we have here. Main battle tank, main battle tank. Let's take... We will leave one tank. No. Yes. We'll leave one tank here so that it can engage with anything that may come about somewhere. Perhaps here. That way it's close to the road if we need to relocate and join in on this shenanigans. This little cross road right there, that is going to be a focal point of hatred for the enemy, because we have multiple hard points and an intersection overlooking a bridge, 2 bridges actually, further down the way. This being said, it's on an elevated position, being at the top of a little bit of a ridge here, a little bump, there we go. As such, they have a little bit of an overview, which is useful for us. Yeah. Okay. So, having eyes and a couple of guns around here would be a bad idea, I think. The enemy will be able to pile up on this bridge. If we pile up in here and then push aggressively across this bridge and into the objective, I think we would have the most success. But I am very much concerned about this second objective. First, it seems like a good thing to get at. Is this Takuma? Region. Anyway, okay, so eyeballs. 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 We want these guys to scout to a point where we have some perspective on the objective. Now this is a distance of about 200 meters, which is terrifying. Let us bring our forces to here so that we can create a line on this ridge. Let's create a bit of a battle plan, as it were. Yeah. We're going to advance to this tree line and then engage the first objective. I'm going to get rid of those, and we'll just use a stick to indicate. Oh god. I like it and I hate it at the same time. Oh, it hurts us. Alright, get out of here. Listen, you. Yes, you. Interesting. Okay. Well, it's just there now. Control, Shift, click. No. There. We just needed. Anyway, that's a minor bug. We're going to infiltrate from the woods. Considering as how we have control over some part of the woods, we're going to take our infantry sections and we're going to try and advance them along this path to it here and cross to establish this line, and then from this line we'll make an assault to that line, and then from that line to this point, which will overlook the entirety of the thing. Actually, we should infiltrate this way. This way we have a flanking shot on anything coming up the road or down the road. Yeah, that's what we'll do to get in there. We'll have to fight our way through this, and we will create areas of denial going through here. So we'll actually have to push it up into this. So let's get rid of this, and this, and this, and this. Oh, this, this, this. Drat, you know. How? It's control, right? Control, click, click, click. Okay. Sigh. Okay, I guess this is a permanent element. I don't get it. Right click to change, shift key to connect, and then it's like there. Okay, delete. Nope, it didn't work. Okay. Delete didn't work. Okay. Okay, never mind that. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, we're going to create an area of denial across this so that it creates a shield for our attacking force. So first we push up straight through here to there, and then from there this way into here, so it's a more direct route. Then once we have that established, we'll push, or we will use those elements to hold while we push this way. That way, if there's any flanking troops, they'll come head to head. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory at this point, so yeah, okay. That's the idea. Let's take this infantry company, and we're going to stick them up here for now. Because we don't have the capability of really getting in there right away, we're going to attempt something I've never done before, which is a rush, essentially, a Zerg rush on that objective with 2 infantry companies, or where are these? Platoons, yeah. Let's see. We need some infantry in here to secure this this region, and we'll need a group to move up into this this region. So let's take one section of this infantry company, or platoon, I keep saying company. We'll put that there. We'll take this platoon and we'll put them here with an eye to quickly advance to secure this bridge. And in order to do that, we're going to advance and hold positions here to provide supportive fire if necessary. We're also going to put a tank here, I think. Yeah, we're going to put a tank there, in there, somewhere. Not that good, not that great, pretty good. We're going to put one in there. And they're going to take pot shots at anything that tries to cross the field. We're going to use some infantry to screen. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. So, we're going to order this little dude around by himself. We're going to get him to unload. Well, we'll leave one platoon here to protect our scout. And then we're going to advance. Actually, we're going to go fast over to, I think, here. And then defend facing this direction. Yeah. Now, if anything sees us this way and catches us, that's going to hurt. But if we change our armor facing so that we're going this way, I don't know. I'd say we're doing pretty good with that unit. This unit, we're going to push up to the, we're going to use advanced contact because we're not sure exactly what we're going to run across. We're going to place this one back here, I think. First, we're going to unload the infantry in this region. So we're going to move, we're going to unload into here, and then we're going to advance to contact Okay, we can't get into these rooms, which I thought we could. So, instead, we're going to put our APC in here so that if anything shows up, it gets hit at very close range. I don't like that at all. It might work. It might work. In any event, it's relatively hidden behind these the two buildings there. Well, the remains of the building and the building there. So, we're going to take our remaining one, and because we want to keep these guys relatively close to each other, we're going to try to keep the platoons relatively close to each other so that they can operate in a more organized fashion, I think. We're going to take this platoon and place them. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to unload into that tile. So if anything comes up this road, whack. Anything tries to cross, they get ambushed. Anything tries to get across that are infantry. Yeah, okay. And then, oops. Once we're done with dropping off in there, we're going to move our armored personnel carrier to advanced contact. We're going to put them right there. So they have view down this way, they have view out this way. But in particular, I would like it to defend going this way, so that it has some, at least some degree of defense pointing in that direction. The infantry that will be dropped off there will probably be pushed into here to investigate, which is where our second platoon comes into play. Ah, I see. Second platoon. Which will be given the order. Actually, I think as a whole, we can give them an order. Advance to contact along the same axis of approach. Perhaps we should hit this road, and then, yeah. But this division, or this platoon, is supposed to be, and we already have 3 there, 3 there, and 3 that will be moving up into here. So we'll put them here. Jabbar. And grab these guys. We're going to get these guys to unload in defensive positions. So we'll have one drop here, and then advance to contact here, and just hold position for the time being. I'm going to have this one unload. This one's a bit tricky. Perhaps here. And then advanced contact. Right here, perhaps? And then from here, we will unload. How's about over here? That way we might gain eyes on that bridge. Not at all. Okay. Too much forest, I guess. Yes, significantly. Okay, but we'll try it. We'll try it. We're going to unload. It's pretty spread out, eh? Well, so long as the troops are relatively close to their assigned vehicle, should be okay. Yeah, we're going to put them in here. So we're going to unload there. And we're going to advanced contact from here to, I guess, there. That would be a good spot, because it views straight down the stream there. Yeah. Anyway, let's see here, and then from that direction we're going to defend looking down the river. Okay. Oh, right. We have this infantry platoon over here. Going to place them on the road, and we're going to quick move them. Yeah. We want these guys to use cover. Defensive. Effective range. Main armament, seek cover, unload on contact, smoke generators currently are off. We would like to have them on, I think. But in order to do that, I believe the best course of action would be to put a tank in here, I think. Yeah. And these guys will support with their machine guns, one on either side, providing a crossfire. Let's see the distance here. If our range is, yeah, it's within range. For our machine guns, anyway. And it's relatively visible. So, we're going to instant contact up this road to here, at which point I want this one to advance to contact. Damn it. I'll just do it manually. Advance to contact here, and then unload your infantry. Into there, I guess. And then advance to contact up to, guessing about here. That'll provide us with good line of sight, good supporting location. For the vehicle. Infantry, if we could select, there we are. We're going to advance to contact up to here, and then we're going to unload into there. Yeah, and I'm going to defend facing that building. Yes. And then I want this one to defend when it gets its thing in gear. Cross that way. This one, advance to contact. Up to here. Cross to here. Let's delete that. Let's unload actually into here. And then advance to contact. Perhaps over to here. Just to provide a bit of sneaky side shot capability on anything out here. Potentially. I'm hoping that there isn't anything right there. If there is, there's going to be an infantry company there, or a platoon, or section, damn it, in there. An infantry unit will be there. So they have orders, they have orders, they have orders, they have orders. Who else? Next, another mechanized infantry platoon. We're going to push these guys up through the bush towards the bridge. These are the party crasher crew. We're going to advance them rapidly up into here. Dismount. Push manually across the river. So we're going to go fast over to here, over to here, and then they will unload there, and then they will advance to contact up to, I would say, here would be okay, I guess. And I'm going to place our defense token here so that our armor facing is beneficial. I'm going to go fast over to here, unload at this location, and then advance to contact. We want to secure this flank in the event that this scout is discovered and destroyed immediately. And we want this one to defend facing this direction. It also provides cover for the side armor of this one. Did I tell you to unload? Yes, it did. Okay. How about this one? This fellow is going to advance to contact. Yep. And he's going to advance to contact And he's going to go here. And he's going to unload passengers. No. Let's delete that. Let's advance to contact to here, at which point we're going to unload our infantry into these trees, and then advance to contact into the trees, and defend facing this way, basically, or that way, I guess. That way, yeah. This one, advance to contact, and we're going to this is going to be a bad idea, 100%. So we're going to take these infantry this way. Or straight across. Just fucking run it. Fast. Over to... No, advance to contact. Over to here, where they will unload, and then advance to contact to this skirmish line. We'll see what happens when I give an order to a formation that's son of a bitch. Oh well. There we are. 1, 2, 3. Okay. These guys are going to be given advance to contact. Over to here. Unload. Here. Advance to contact. To here. Yeah. Because we have to try and take these 3 and push into... like these groups, these 3, will push across here, through here, across the water, with mortar support. This group will be sneaking their way across and up and around, establishing the shield and the spear wall, anyway. The phalanx, as it were. And this group is going to secure this side of the forest, perhaps. Nah. I'd rather have the additional help pushing up into here. So we have one group shielding, one attacking. So we're going to put them along here. And we're going to get them to advance to contact over to here. And then we'll unload here. And then advance to contact to the scrimmage line. And, yeah. We're going to see if that order applies to the entirety of that selection or not. This is the headquarters selection section. Damn it. So we're gonna rush these guys over to here. Yep. And we're going to unload there. And then you are going to scout there, just because you can. Anyway, shifting that headquarters element up to here will push our sphere well within the range of our first objective. So we should have an advantage when it comes to the execution of orders, insofar as timeliness is concerned. I can't move. Alright, there we are. My character, I'm going to have him way the heck over here. Way over here. We're going to have him back up these this assault unit because I'm going to need rapid response, and the player unit doesn't have a delay on orders because it's you. Makes sense, right? We're going to take this platoon, we're going to take all the tanks over this way, and we're going to take it over to Tank Mania over here, and then swing it up and across and see what kind of trouble we can get into. This field, I think, is going to be instrumental. I'm a little worried about this area over here, so we will take one NBT and we will push it. Push it. We're going to put it in that clump of trees right there, I think. We have excellent command of the terrain from that position. Yeah, to a certain extent. If they come up and over the ridge, they get hit by multiple locations and are at the very least spotted. Or, oh, what kind of line of sight are we looking at here? Yeah, okay. Easily within range. Okay. Yeah, we'll put it there. Advance to contact. Right up here. And then defend. Starting with that direction. I don't think it'll be visible. Actually, I think it will be visible. What's the concealment here? 60. 60. 40. 0. No. 40. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What do we have here? These guys are supposed to be accounted for, right? Because I gave them an order as a test. I gave them an order as a test. Yeah. These guys are operating as security force. This looks terrible, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so these main battle tanks, I'm going to take one of them and we're going to advance to contact up this road, and we're going to have him right here. And then defend. Yeah, just do your thing. And then this shall be advanced contact, but we're going to go into the bush, I think. We're going to provide ourselves a little bit more cover on the approach, and we will place ourselves in a position where we can aid in the control over the field, and we're in a position where we can begin a assault on the second objective eventually. Once we gather forces sufficient to overwhelm the defenses. There's another main battle tank. We're going to get it to advanced contact straight up the road, and we're going to place this one in a position where it can help, which is going to be over here, I think. No. Over here. Over here. Right there. Right there. Right there. That provides us some sneaky shot capability. Is this due to a dip in the topography or what? Let's take a look at what we can see here. From there, yeah. Yeah. We're going to move this one. Drop off troops. And then advance fast to here. And then defend. Facing that way. This tank is you, not you. You. Is you. Okay. Move over to here, and we're going to have him advance to contact up to here. Pardon me. And then over to here. And then you will defend facing this way. Two main battle tanks here, overlooking this field. The majority of it anyway. I think we have pretty good line of sight. That's a good one. That's a good one. We will have a tank here, which is a good one. We're going to advance these quickly. Yeah, okay, I think we're pretty much done. Okay, well. Okay, let's perhaps I should stick them in here.
right there, actually. But I don't want them visible. Line of sight. Not the greatest. Very good. Alright, so we don't want that. Really. In that case, let's just keep our artillery relatively together, as it were. We have control over this, so we're going to put some artillery in there. See how effective proximity is in this game. I believe that's a hill, yeah? Or is it a pit? It's a little bump. Okay. How big of a bump? Enough to obscure our artillery, which is perfect. In fact, bringing it back a little bit over to here, and perhaps one more back. Yeah, right about here. So that way, if anything gets eyes on us, they get hit once, twice, thrice, 4 times before they can take fire. This one should not be in the trees. It should be over there. Okay. That, of course, is relevant because all these units are moving. Let's change. Yeah, okay. Now then, we will be using speed, power, agility, precision. I think we're good. Okay, so we have the explanation for Objective 1. Objective 2 is going to be primarily controlled with smoke and a rush, I think, from the infantry and the armored elements into the second objective. Once we've secured this facet and at least provide some overwatch on these placements, because we could be side shot in an attempt to advance on that position. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. So, this is entirely okay. So I think going to go this thrust up into here is number 1. That needs to be achieved first in order to create eyes and ears, on either side of this, as just like a protruding eyeball, basically. Likewise, these, oops, these objectives will be assailable as number 2. That's the easiest one to take on. This one, actually, because we have to run across a massive open field, that will be controlled here and here. Let's go red for that, I guess. Or expected enemy positions. There, there, there. For sure. Here we go. Most likely they'll have something in here, or they'll try to infiltrate something into there, so we're going to be hitting that with artillery once we establish control over this little hub here. They may have some recon infantry in here, and they may have infantry along the stream because they have access to it and we do not. They may have something here. Who knows? We will find out very quickly. But when we get up into there, that takes place. And let's see here. Control. Expected enemy resistance, yes. And this attack needs to occur simultaneously with this one. We're hoping to this one's stealthy, essentially. This one requires a lot of micro management. But I do believe that the actual assault will be fairly simple once we get in there. May have to soften up the area a little bit first, though. Perhaps hit both objectives with a combination of HE and smoke. Let's save the game. Here we go. And, okay, so this is our setup. Will it work? Will we be blown to bits before we reach the trees? Who knows? We're about to know, anyway. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Hello there. It's time to execute the plan. So, as you can see, here's the topography. Give you an idea of the terrain we're going into. Yes. Oops. Yeah. Here we go. Ready? Tracked vehicle. Two tracked vehicles heading directly towards us. Let's range our artillery 20 rounds ought to do it. Oh, no, they're moving. But we definitely want to mark those locations. Here comes our tanks. Should be able to see them. We're advancing to contact, so... Oh, sorry. Camera's a little iffy here. Oh, perhaps that's a bit loud. 1 second. Perhaps that's a bit loud there. Let's change our options here. I like punchy sounds, but when I'm trying to do commentary with my quiet demeanor, this is interesting. Anyway, here we go. BMP-1 infantry fighting vehicle. You see that this has a, that's either an autocannon or a armor-piercing. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, pop the top. Nice. Anyway, it was potentially dangerous. And we're just going to take pot shots from range. Good stuff. Battle tank taking fire. From whence? That's the question. I'm engaging with them. Oh man, they're all coming through there. Good positioning. Not good positioning. We want this to reverse this way. And then advance to contact up to here. We have a scout team that is behaving very bravely. They don't have smoke, they're destroyed, right? These are BTRs, track vehicle. BMP-1s. Ah, that's not good. We should be able to get a side shot on it. Left hull damage, there's 2 of them. Nice. And now that. Advance into this building. I don't know if 2 units can occupy the same building. That's something I need to verify here. Let's drop some unpleasantness on these butt heads. About 14 rounds ought to do it. What else are we doing over here? Oh, hey, we've got a tank. Light tank. Advance to contact. There we go. Take this tank and we're going to put it up into here. So we have a view of what's going on over here. We're going to take this APC, we're going to advance to contact, going this way, and then hitting this road. And that should allow us to fire upon the infantry that are taking cover and are now popping smoke, which is fine. We're going to have these fellows move along the woods here. We're going to have these guys scout their way into this building. Drop some HE on these guys because they've unloaded. And we have infantry on the ground. There we go. And we're going to go 10. There's a lot of targets in there, so we're going to go 30 rounds. And we're going to target this one. We're going to go 20 rounds. And, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, that should be good. In the meantime, this is a bit of a mess, eh? We're going to keep this location. Pardon me. Advance to contact. You mind. Let's see. I was wondering when the mortars were going to start firing. Here we go. This should be an interesting show. Ah, they're advancing. Are they? No, they're not. Trouble. The combined RPG and other elements should should be sufficient to ambush this, but we're going to take our third mortar team here. And we're going to make this area uninhabitable for the enemy. Making a tighter assault on the objective here, as it is pretty hairy around here. And start moving our way up the trees as planned. Squad, not much trouble there. Infantry squad of some sort, hiding by the river. Infantry squad on the objective, which is something that will have to be dealt with. We have two main battle tanks. T-55s. To see if we can get a sneaky little side shot on those butt heads. Not really sure what to do about these tanks. They're a bit of a problem, you know what I mean? Let's hit them with some AG. Might as well. Not sure how effective it'll be. I think the, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 20 rounds ought to do it. From 1, I believe. Oops. There we are. We want to hit like that. Okay. Well, I was definitely right about this field. I'm surprised actually at how many of the enemy forces there are. How are we doing? I guess this is an indication of relative force strength? Or comparable? Yeah, relative. So we're going to push these infantry up this road, across, and into these buildings, if at all possible. Yeah. What do I miss? Not the smoothest order, but, let's see what the line of sight of that APC is. Oh, it's pretty good. Let's see how this is doing. We started a fire. The tank is advancing. We lost our infantry squad. And they are advancing. Advance to contact, you bastard. I told you to get over here. See who I have selected. Oh my goodness, 20? No. 10, thank you. Troops are actually making it through the woods. Okay, so we're going to advance to contact and we're going to actually push into the zone with one unit. Going to advance some BTRs to provide some covering fire. There's the infantry. Makes me sad. Whatever that is, took it. Yeah, we lost the vehicle. Fuck. Not sure if we're going to be very successful in this endeavor. We have a thunderstorm currently. Oh boy. Close encounter. Meanwhile, this one should be able to hit it from the side. It should. There we go. Anyway, let's see how that those main battle tank, there it is, how it's doing. There we are. We're going to set advanced contact. Yeah, from here they should be able to get a sneaky shot on the back armor of this tank. We can't seem to artillery this thing to death. I don't want to waste any more ammo on it, quite frankly. This tank probably can't see shit. Yeah. Okay. Let's attempt to intercept that tank. ABC taking fire. Okay, here we are. I was waiting on this. Whew. Good job, boys. Good job. Now, that is the issue. Destroyed. Good, good, good. Whoa. Okay. Oh, this one's still alive, eh? Man. Why is it not firing? Taking fucking way too many hits. Poor little guys. Anti-personnel capability, really. Good. Good. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not providing any commentary whatsoever. We're just viewing the battle as it unfolds. We've got a really ugly situation going on in the woods over here. It looks like everybody has decided to pile in on us. So we're going to advance again into here, taking fire. Right. Going to hold our position. Oh man. Well. Oh boy. Main battle tanks? Really? Sorry. The enemy seems to have a lot of tanks. They seem to have more tanks than we have forces that can deal with it would appear. Got a main battle tank hiding up here. Going to take this main battle tank and we're going to push him through here. And we're going to have our smoke generator on when we do it. Oh, we're paused. Sorry. Use cover. Be aggressive. Effective range. Main battle tank. Was hit and destroyed by something. Yeah. Never underestimate infantry in dense terrain. We've lost a tremendous number of transports, it would seem. Depends on their orientation. Yeah, that was ours. Yeah. I did know. I'm trying, but... Aging. This general region. Oh, okay. Apparently it's over. Let's let's see. Oh, hey, there we go. Wow. That was quite the fight. 36 vehicles. Well, that was our first engagement in, I'm sure this was played down a little bit on the difficulty, perhaps. It being the first mission and us having mortars and the opponent not having mortars was a significant advantage, I would say. Anyway, it looks like it went well. Thank you for watching. I'll include an interesting little mashup of the interesting parts that we may have missed throughout the game, and I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed yourselves and perhaps picked up a few hints and tips and tricks when it comes to strategy and the effective deployment and utilization of available forces, particularly when it comes to using the terrain to your advantage. I think this would be an instructional video that way. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you have a good day. Have a good one. See you next time. Bye-bye.